Hi, Jill Lee again from the Energy Healing Institute, talking a little bit about the astral body or the emotional body. In another video here on the YouTube channel, you might find the etheric energy system video where I talk a little bit about the energy of the physical body and how the energy system is organized to support your body in generating your life. Well, now we're going to talk about a second body. And again, we have three energy bodies. We have an etheric body tied to the physical body, the energy system for our physical body. We have the astral body, which is the energy system for our emotional experience. And then we have a mental body that is actually divided into a couple of energy constructs. One is the mental system, and the other part of it is causal. And we'll talk about that in a separate video. So let's focus in on the emotional body. In the etheric video, I mentioned that if I asked you to hold your elbow in your hand, you could take your right hand and put it on your left elbow, or your left hand and put it on your right elbow, and you would have something physical, something structural in your hands. If I asked you to hold your joy in your hands, that'd be a little harder to do, wouldn't it? Because joy, even though it's quite effervescent and enlivening and sort of scintillating in its sensation internally, it's non-tangible. In the same way, I could say to you, can you hold your anger in your hands or your anxiety in your hands? And while you may have a concrete experience of holding anxiety in your body, for example, butterflies in your stomach, that's a tangible experience of anxiety, we couldn't bring that anxiety out and put it in our hands. Well, most of us don't do that, but energy practitioners do have a concrete experience of holding energy in their hands. And in fact, we're going to do a little bit of that as we move through this video. But let's talk about the astral energy system first. So the etheric body, we talked about nadis and we talked about the chakras and the aura. And the astral body also has chakras and an aura, but it's nowhere near as complex in its structure as the etheric energy system is. The astral body has 7 primary chakras. Now, if you've studied chakras in any way, shape, or form in the past, you probably are aware of those 7 chakras. But for those of you who may be new to chakras, let me just give you a teeny bit of information about them so that you have some context for what you're hearing right now. In Sanskrit, the word chakra means whirling ball. And chakras are just that. They are whirling balls of energy that are delivering energy to the body that they support so that the body that they support can have a set of experiences. In the astral body, in the emotional body, those chakras are delivering emotional energy. They are delivering energy for you to have the emotions that you have so that you can create context and meaning out of your experiences. And because each one of us is unique, when we go to a movie, for example, you might sit next to your very best friend and come out of a movie that you've seen together, and one of you finds it incredibly deep and provocative and insightful and inspiring, and the other one says, I thought it was a little trite, I thought it was a little played, I thought it was a little predictable, I just wasn't that interested. Well, each one of you who has attended that movie is using your emotional energy to develop context and to develop meaning out of the experience of watching whatever that movie is. So our emotions are what help us understand and make sense out of life experiences. And the chakras are bringing that energy into our bodies so that we have access to our emotions. So the chakras are located in front of the spine. The first chakra is down at the base of the spine in men and between the ovaries in women. And the chakras move up through the body. The first chakra is called the root chakra. It's right down at the groin area. And the seventh chakra is at the very top of the head, and its connection is up into the sky, whereas the first chakra's connection is down into the earth. And as these chakras move up the body, as you access the chakras, as you move up your body in your meditative awareness, your internal awareness, each one of those chakras vibrates at a different frequency. And they go from low to high. So the first chakra down between the ovaries in women at the base of the spine for men is a lower vibration than the vibration of the chakra at the very top of the head. So those 7 chakras have specific functions in the body, and they, again, help you contextualize your experience. Now, surrounding the body is your aura. And if you've ever had a Kirlian photograph taken, you have seen a picture of your head with different colors surrounding your head. And those different colors are predominant energies in your aura at that moment in time. And in general, that picture, the colors in that picture extend out beyond your head at least several inches. Depends on what the depth of the perception is of the camera when the picture is taken. The aura actually extends out way beyond what that photograph shows you. Your aura, if you were to stretch your arms out side to side, extends to the tips of your fingertips in both directions. If you put your arms out in front of you in a zombie kind of pose, your aura extends to the tips of your fingers in that direction. If you had one arm out in front of you and one arm out directly behind you, again, your aura would extend to the tips of your fingertips. And up above your head, you would be about 2 feet above your head to get to the tip of your aura. And believe it or not, 2 feet below your feet to get to the base of your aura. That's your personal energy field. That aura you are sourcing from all the time to bring energy into your chakras to help you create the context and the meaning for your experience. And when you have used up that energy in your chakras, when you've metabolized it and used it up, you're going to send it out of the chakras back out into the aura. And that energy in the aura will mix with the energy of the cosmic field, and you'll get some replenishment and bring energy back into your chakras. So you can't have chakras without an aura, and you can't have aura without chakras. They're an integrated system. So as you think about this emotional body of yours, understand that it is always talking to your physical body. Think about the movie. Okay, you went to the movie. Well, you took your astral body and your etheric body along with your physical body and your ability to perceive and feel emotions. All of that went to the movies with you. And as you came out of the movie and as you sat through the movie, you had different moments of emotional reaction to whatever you were watching on the screen. And then when you came out of the movie, you were able to say, I loved it, 2 thumbs up, or 2 thumbs down, or meh, it was okay. And that would all have happened through your emotional awareness, combined with your mind, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. And that's actually going to be on the mental causal video, which you can watch next if you'd like. So understand that in the astral body, there is no such thing as good energy or bad energy. In other words, when we say something about someone, when we say they have really good energy, I really like them, or we say, oh, I don't like them, they have really bad energy, we're actually not talking about their energy. We're talking about our personal preference. I really like that person would be a more accurate statement. Because in the emotional body, what that emotional body is doing is resonating whatever emotional awareness you're carrying at the time. Now, it gets a little bit more complex than that because you can get stuck in patterns. If you've ever been stuck in a behavior or stuck in your life where you feel like you can't move forward, you may have some blocks in your energy field that are keeping you from making a shift or keeping you from behaving differently or moving forward in some sort of a way. So there are some complications to that. But what I want you to understand about the astral body is that every single emotion in the world exists. And it's not that one is a bad emotion or one is a good emotion. They just are. And so our astral energy is all about emotional awareness and, of course, appropriateness. In other words, if something minor happens and it could be a source of irritation, then irritation might be a more appropriate emotion than rage. However, rage exists, and there is a place for rage. We might get enraged at an injustice that is done. We might get enraged at a behavior that is completely and utterly inappropriate. So there is an appropriateness to every single emotion in context. But to look at people and to say they have good energy or bad energy, it's really a misstatement. Because emotion, all of the emotions exist for a reason. And when someone has a predominant emotion, we may not like that emotion and we may not like how that person is interacting with us through that emotion. Yet, the emotion itself is perfectly valid. So, just want you to give some thought to that as you think about people. You don't have to like everybody, but let's not judge them for good or bad energy, because we're actually not, that's not really how it works. And I really like to help people think that through and start to take ownership for what it is they feel about a person and make a choice. In other words, I choose not to spend my time with that person because I don't really resonate with them, as opposed to making them good or bad. Now, last point about the astral energy. Thing that's really important to know about our emotions is that we allow ourselves to feel lots of our emotions, but perhaps we don't let ourselves feel all of our emotions. For example, some of us may have been taught that it's not okay to be angry, or it's not okay to be sad. And so when we don't allow ourselves certain emotions, what we do is repress them. Remember I was talking about the butterflies in the stomach when you're anxious and nervous about perhaps a speech you have to give or a presentation of some kind or a performance? Well, when you feel butterflies in your stomach, what's really happening is you're running a lot of anxiety in your emotional body, and it's more than you can tolerate. And so you take that emotional energy and you repress it. And as you repress it, what you're really doing is sending that energy down into the energy system for your physical body. And therefore, your physical body is picking up that energy and it is experiencing it as butterflies in your stomach. That whole process of repressing an emotion and sending it down into the energy system of the physical body is called somatizing. And over time, somatizing can create problems for us. When we have butterflies in our stomach and we're thinking about the speech that we have to give or the performance that we're about to deliver, that performance is going to end. That speech is going to end. And when it ends, we're going to walk off the stage or walk off the podium, and those butterflies will be gone. Those are short-term somatization experiences. But if there's an emotion that you do not allow yourself to have, like sadness or anger or some other thing, if you repress your anxiety, then, and I mean repress your anxiety on a regular basis, not on a performance kind of basis, then over time, your physical energy system, the etheric body, gets bogged down with that energy. And over time, it can generate dysregulation in the etheric body. So when I said all emotions exist and all emotions are valid, it's really important for us to learn how to have our emotions and to work with our emotions in meaningful and constructive ways so that we can feel what we need to feel and learn to clear off the emotional energy that is excessive or has come from other places. Lots more to share on that, but that's our little primer for the astral body. If you're interested in continuing, check out the next video on the mental and causal body. See you soon.